And now to this: alcohol, negligence, and street racing are the driving factors behind a $40 million wrongful death lawsuit filed by the dad of a UGA player killed in a horrific crash.
Absolutely. And Devin Willock was the offensive lineman and a passenger in that SUV. Recruiting staff member Chandler LeCroy was driving. Both died in the January 15th crash on Barnett Shoals Road in Athens.
Yeah, the suit names several defendants, including newly drafted Eagles player Jalen, who's a former Bulldog.
Yeah, it's making a lot of headlines. Cody Alcorn, he's in the studio right now looking at that lawsuit. So what did you learn?
Yeah, it points to the final seconds of Willock's life. The fear in these kids as the SUV flew off the road, split a telephone pole in two before slamming into a tree line, then flipping as the force threw Willock out of the SUV and onto a sidewalk where he died. A 53-page lawsuit claims UGA Athletics, quote, negligently hired, supervised, trained, and retained LeCroy despite their direct actual knowledge of her poor driving habits, including prior notice of her excessively speeding in vehicles. UGA Athletics assigned LeCroy a rental SUV to drive recruits, their families, and coaches for the weekend. The lawsuit points to the last stop before the deadly January 15th crash, Toppers, a strip club in downtown Athens. The suit alleges the club's bartenders overserved players and staff, including LeCroy. It states Toppers was negligent in training its employees to recognize visibly intoxicated patrons to prevent those patrons from driving, regardless of where they became intoxicated before entering Toppers' premises, and Toppers was negligent in supervising its employees. Surveillance video shows LeCroy, Devin Willock, along with other staffers and players leaving the club. Then cameras around town show LeCroy and Jalen following one another out of town. The lawsuit states the two were racing to a Waffle House on Barnett Shoals Road, reaching speeds over 100 miles per hour. As the two vehicles approached a curve, the lawsuit claims, quote, the expedition operated by LeCroy could not move to her left on the roadway as Carter was speeding next to her in the left lane. Both vehicles drifted to the right due to their excessive speed and a curve in the road. LeCroy lost control. The SUV ended up against an apartment building. Willock was thrown out and died on scene. LeCroy died a short time later. The lawsuit claims LeCroy's passengers, including two survivors, quote, implored LeCroy to slow down when they left for the second Waffle House and in the seconds before the crash. Besides LeCroy's estate, Jalen and UGA Athletics, the lawsuit is also going after a luxury car dealership in Ohio that provided Carter a souped-up Jeep Grand Cherokee, claiming the dealership was negligent in supervising and knew of Carter's previous driving record and the fact he had a suspended license at the time of the deadly crash.